Good afternoon, FC. How are we? The show must go on, eh? I expected a bit more from Dennis at this moment in time. We could have still been going out there, couldn't we? But I'm still here, so it's basically the same, isn't it? Anyway, I've got a bit of spoken word for you, but it's got a bit of music as well, so all is not lost. I'm going to open one that I wrote about an eccentric friend of mine who I find every now and again can take the edge off life. He's a friend of mine who plays saxophone in a Hawkwind tribute band, and his name's Neil. This is called An Urban Spaceman Named Neil. The last 12 months passed fast and crass. Rash blasts of plastic gas amassed and emasculated Damascus. The AKA FKA a sham. Named, shamed and shat on by an Etonian nuclear bullet and boner bomb. Recidivist never got a bully boy bombing men. Stacks of anthrax, packs of Semtex. Text your next best, you're the next dead. Whether criminal, animal, vegetable, mineral, the airstrike materials are purely subliminal, signing civilians and pillaging millions of villagers. Sillily willing the killers to win it, to fill in the shrill column vitriol that drugs the lugs and knuckle-head thugs and upmaves the feet of the Epsom elite. Speaking of brain-dead British-based bastard born full of scorn, early born sun-sore hate raiders, our own backyard's been shittily shafted, long, sharp and hard. Will the nepotist cess-mess better addressed as Brexit ever test the best of the bigots to come out and accept? The stress and the farce, pain in the arse, is nothing more than a marauding, sordid facade of a charade. It's also been a year of soul-soil in turmoil, banal bastards in bone marrow burrow then wallow, simmer, boil then spoil. Brave working men slave for decades to crave the salvation and grace of a free pre-grave space. But karma's a bitch, lost the itch to be gifted. Kicked it straight on the wall, it's pissed it. Responsibility's lifted, thank you for Christy. It's also been a stretch of hits up, bricks up, redneck heck. A nasty, Nazi, Nancy Reagan laden lack of respect. Incestual, detestable, money-made parade of fame. A racist lack of shame. Misplaced blame for the abhorrent, snod-faced, insane players of the game. But such starkly dark, shark-infested messes of lands sometimes call for the small, always drawl, ready for the fall. Carbon steel of an urban spaceman named Neil. Sort of space age, gen, cosmic cement, 80% burning ball of digress with the impressive rest coming in the shape of impromptu jazz scales and facts on John Cale. He slacks, he prats, stacks on a strange black gas from a Guinness glass. To be honest, he uses sass for a chap from the astrophysical underclass. A mind-bending sign sender, long life, long time flat renter. Shot my rarely cropped mop when he dropped that he'd been on top of the pops. Lips locked and greased on a mouthpiece reed of a stratospheric stack of sacks. Kind of mass pizzazz Mad Max, who's occasionally attacks when he struggles to relax. But whenever the hubble, huddle or drivel causes you to snivel and squeal, just act how you feel. Cause somewhere within the immaculate, tasteless tassel, there's a new age castle, lies the unbridled zeal of an urban spaceman named Neil. Cheers, thank you very much. That's off an EP I brought out recently, it's called The Agenda Bender. This is too, it's called Blinkered Thinkers. Depressed mess, consumed by stress. Every slight press into fresh digress is a mental test. Brain torture, just what the doctor ordered. A heady course of new world order. Peter Hook and Bernard Sumner and PR blunders. Relics from a past class I hope never to surpass. Well, some might say, ease your options, simply think you're on the brink of the blink, cause the drink and the stink of the skunk in your lungs makes you yearn for a turn in a life full of gripes, small time strife, pass me the knife. We're all blinkered thinkers, blinkered thinkers. Well, this is a burden, not born or spawned from forlorn, war-torn shores. I'm not in that, not a complaint to come from the hate. Put on a smash to bits of state. Day to day starts to grate. Which line do I join to dissipate? To assimilate the sky high gauge of rage. The rattled cage plays its card like a short, sharp shard. Every time you think about life too hard, best to just keep calm. Make sure your life stays bubbly, all warm and snuggly, smugly and apathetically. Assume I'm the part of the abused, that if you're okay, then so are they. We're all blinkered thinkers, blinkered thinkers. Well, it's a dark way to justify your actions, your yuppie factions. It's an elastic safety net closest you'll ever get to any real threats. I bet you sit there, you roll a cigarette, you roll a cigarette, you roll a cigarette. Cause that's the kind of compulsive flat act turns a convulsing heart black. Steals your spirit till you're just not in it, but for some strange reason, for some strange reason, for some strange reason, still you force your claws into it, gradually, scratchily, ratcheting up the pressure until inevitably, eventually, your dark underbelly blows. Bad news for friends, foes, those who are no-goes, those who chose to pose with pros and shitholes with no beating it, really has a clue what you're spewing at. We're all blinkered thinkers, blinkered thinkers, blinkered thinkers. Thank you very much. Cheers. Cheers. I've been doing this stuff with music behind it like that for a few months now. 2 EPs and 1 single I've done so far, but before then, for about a year and a half, I was just doing it spoken word, travelling the open mics in Manchester. And the beauty of that is that you can kind of write something and do it straight off the cuff before you made the music for it, like I'm going to do with this one. My favourite commercial radio station celebrated its 20th birthday a couple of months back. And inspired me to write a little something about it and how I often waste my time while listening to it. So this one is called Vegetating to Talksport. The no-wage cage is a place to grace, a cave there to save those who can't take the pace. Welcome in, you settle down, it's the same banality, round and round, season in, treason out, you're always in, you're never out, you're listening to past it chat, they criticise this, they eulogise that. I can't be finding honest graft while Jimmy White and Mark Pugach reminisce on glorious past crucibles and sly hip flasks, flicking off protruding ash from Mayfair smooths and boarded flats. A reminder how raw talent is no antidote to plug the hole when excess makes a mess, and you're lying there depressed, but you're playing the oppressed. Day after day stuck on medium wave, every possible way I'm digging a grave. I'm vegetating to Talksport. Flight back falls, pre-season tours. For Talksport there's no game too minor. Can't voice cash when you're flicking off ash, chewing the fat and you're playing a blinder. Shine away from the social climbers, employed full-timers, aspire to designers. Screw them lot when I'm clearing a cough, cause my sporting life with Dino's off is about to distract and retract from any matter of fact or logical thinking. I'm so bloody lazy I can't afford drinking, but I guess fair's fair. And it's hard to care when you're locked in a lair. We're a pretty good pair, me and Talksport, yeah. Lies to share, it's all I need. It's deep, it's cheap trash beyond compare. I'm vegetating to Talksport. This stinking pit is a comfort to me. My thinking office, my place to roam free. Cause out giants just pushes pressure to provide. Society never suited me, so I'll hide. About 3 PM, consider opening the blinds. 4 PM, talk sport reports in for drive. 3 hour feast of fiery opinion. To back procrastination from cleaning the kitchen. Those Dickie Bird and David Gower. The soundtrack to Contract 0 Hour. I bloody hate cricket, it's a game for the weird, but I can't turn talk sport if I'm living in fear. Fear that a tear will soon run down my face when I realise the malaise of this place to roam free is actually a life-wrecking hindrance to me. I'm scrolling shite on stone late nights, but we make a mean team, my talk sport and me. Ducking out duties, too many doobies, the soundtrack for slobs who got bored of TV. So won't you come and join me in this land of hope and glory, where sporting greats and closet Tories, oblivious to the point where it all gets boring. Past the time in a life of crime, I'm feeling sick, I'm barely crawling. So stay at home, sack the rave, join the wonderful world of medium wave. Cheat the system, don't get caught, come vegetate with me and talk sport. Cheers, thank you. Well, the shot, really. I've got a new single coming out soon. This is that one. It's called Everybody's At It. I'll be strapped and live back a rack, but he can resurrect roses with an app on his Mac. And he snaps it right back when he's forced into chat, but somehow he thinks he deserves something back. Cause everyone's at it, plugging their wares and arsed old artists and plotting affairs. Politically pontificating opinions of theirs are all that there is, and people must care. We're regurgitating again and again. Cough it up, eating your decade of phlegm. And I don't have the answers, feels like we're gone. Naturalist meanings land of the wrong. Needless needles in haystacks in TK Maxx. Dots without prospects, you hang on a rack. And you leave with no answers, your money's all gone. Leave with no answers, your shopping's all gone. You know in your own mind, you're just too hard to find. You're drowning in a sea of so-called artists who do the same thing again and again and again and again and again. Cause everyone's at it, no barriers to entry. Your mate's Malcolm X and your mum's Bobby Gentry. Posthumous posts could have gone down in history. 30 hours a week in a franchise patisserie. Could have got off your high horse, plot a plan B. But vicious decisions are all that you see. Precociously precious, you're in special measures. Drop in the ocean with dwindling treasures. No one ever hears your song, does it make a sound? Cause everyone's at it, so how do you get found? Yeah, anyone's doing it cause anyone can. Another you, Ben Darsen, also ran. You know in your own mind, just too hard to find. You're drowning in a sea of so-called artists who do the same thing again and again and again and again and again. Everyone's at it, feels overcrowded, a mic and a laptop, now everyone's allowed it, you can do it part-time, non-committal vibe, but confronted with meaning, you cower and hide, sour a SoundCloud, rouge all the tubes, but everyone's at it, so you're instant old news, some viral sensation is stealing your pie, franchise patisserie is still getting you by, it'll do for now, something to build on, you choke on your pills, some regurgitating, again and again, cough it up, eat it, your decade of phlegm. Don't have the answers, it feels like we're gone. Naturalist meanings in the land of the wrong. Needless needles in haystacks in CK Maxx. Dots without prospects, you hang on a rack. Leave with no answers, your money's all gone. Naturalist meanings, your shopping's all wrong. You know in your own mind, just too hard to find. You're drowning in a sea of so-called artists who do the same thing again and 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 again. Cheers, thank you. It's not the day it could have been, but we're making the best of it. I got a couple more off you. Thanks for having me. I've seen you again. I'll hopefully be back. Probably not. It'll be rearranged midweek, but at some point. This is my own to our glorious current leader. Goofy smiles and blundering gaffs, endearing stutters, fantasy maps, characteristics there to mock. Was his wonders the jester, shepherd the flock, slip of the tongue from an absent mind, trying his best, go on, give him his time. National treasure, a blaze of glory, couldn't write it this good, so it's all about touring. Racial slur, semantic blur, everything's going Jack and Ori. From his country house, she'll never oust. His mouthpiece born to preach the peace. Chats that cat and bleeds pure grease. Electric, don't find this alarming. Never mind, that isn't charming. His worldwide tours get the biggest laughs. Lovable oath is a dream for the paps. Every smiling photo up a Union Jack. He waves aloft, we're spitting for Britain, let's take it back. Progressive UK's had a heart attack. Bank robbers and letterboxes. Ban the burqa, slay the foxes. Traditions are priority here. Let's make a list of minorities to fear. Telegrapher shows them a weekly platform. Attention-seeking, brothel creeping, peeping, willow, weeping, word porn. Well, screw the trees, he signed the release. He's got gluttonous developers he has to appease. Shut the borders, maintain disorder. Channel shows no signs of calming. Eating lab rat and wear his doormat. But never mind, that isn't his charming. Dance the scribe, big on the bride. To imbibe with an escort's thighs. Yeah, feels high, top of the world, really good. She's just a girl, I'm round her. Wrexham, Tory greasy, stress releasing, journal standing, it needs some pleasing foundation on which our country's built. Deport your morals, extradite guilt, get your son a cabinet place. Dicky smirk and stutter when you talk about race, eyelashes flutter all over the place. Tory hearts beating to the sound of his drum, suggesting see temples that exporting rum. My stomach stings from these ignorant smarrings. But never mind, that isn't his charming. Fiery corner of Merseyside, a team I'd usually deride. But even I can empathise with shattered pride, loss of lives. They'll never find the fix, the bridge, the pits that formed the day. The 96 took away, they were torn to bits, 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 bits. How dare that man stick in his horse, despite the poor in their time of need time to bleed, heal the wound, but that buffoon returns with slurs, tell the pain to political gain, protect the police till he's red in the cheeks, to him it's all a cops and robbers drama, but never mind, that isn't he a charmer. Wants a whitewashed nation, way above his station, unaware of his personal limits. He dug a hole and we moved in it. Casual hate to radiate. He's got Syrian kids to obliterate. Here you go, sorted soon. Go and get Gaddafi's broom. Brush these bodies off the beach. Metal container, sink 'em deep. Libya's a gold mine waiting to burst. It'd be like Dubai dollar signs in your purse. But the way we talk to the best it could be when you blew up your kids to smithereens, reaping havoc in the name of fake cause while it's back at home with Jacob respawn, cower and hide when the bombs go bananas. But never mind that, it both charmers. And the drunk from the local hostelry somehow becomes foreign secretary. There's no bookie in the land who's betting me, not a chump with his eye on pedigree. Slobbering at the chance to be top of the tree, tongue on the arse and the land of the free. On the left, in the room because of an inflatable baby. You're taking a piss, is it coming to this? Running a mock and your head's on a block. You're asleep in a dream, you're an Instagram meme. Don't tell him what the side effects might be. Just a privileged poser, looking for drama. But never mind, that isn't he a charmer? Third world denials, watermelon smiles, ill-thought-out hate that he uses to bait, while the papers wait right by his side. Printing's poor but Tories provide, white chief slurs are what he deals in. His obese grease is what we kneel in. His outspirited Germans and 10-year-old kids, majority shares national grid. Worms his way to the front, tabloid rich stuff, bring out some tea on a tray, and they say that's okay, we'll just let you degrade the UK and decay its good name. As an acceptance receiver of those in need, indeed he's got eyes on the prize of PM, two faces with eggs spilt down both of them. What's the top on his nose that gets me the worst? Stuffs in his scoffs till he's willing to burst. One big fat joke, something to poke. Grim dinner the Brexit vote. I'm from a suicidal nation into self-harming. But never mind, that isn't he charming? Cheers, thanks very much. Thanks for having me, FC United. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully I'm going to be back when we've actually got a game on sometime. That'll be a treat, won't it? Fuck you, Dennis. This last one's about the detrimental effects that reading too much at the moment in the United Kingdom, and to be honest, at any time can have on you. Don't read too much, it's very bad for you. This is called the agenda bender. There's a bit of swearing in this one and the odd adult theme as well, just a warning there. I've tried to keep it to a minimum as much as I can, but it's a bit of a struggle. The chip on your shoulder weighs a ton, and the Lloyd's Bar Lager's your idea of fun. If you grind up on strangers with Deep House in your ears and Ed Sheeran tunes bring your girlfriend to tears, if the poles down the road got your mind on the run, then you've probably been reading the bloody Sun. If you're a turgidly Tory tea-time toff who's sillily touched at a smoker's cough, if Rule Britannia bunting scatters your loft next to a family-crested tablecloth, if you're a Battle of Stalingrad, Bullingdon maths grad, trophy-ass mum and a trust fund dad, fumbling phony figure of faff, then you've probably been reading the Telegraph. If you're a semi-retired Holocaust denier, crucifix, transfix, pitchfork on fire, fuck that for a mug, get out my shire. Do you abuse your role as a kid's cricket umpire? Are you a type 2 diabetic metabolic mess, bank-bursting stream of Eurosceptic cess? Are you a NIMBY snoot watching your neighbour undress? You're probably reading the Daily Express. Are you a silicon silly, brain in your willy, cop of a knob Neanderthal? Are you a knock-knock joking, lie plug poking, born on fucking tramadol? Undulls and gaffs, dapper laughs, met many a brush loads less daft. If you worship the booze, ruse of the boobs, but tugs 1 and 2 before your load blew, we're over a bloody sports car. You're probably reading the Daily Star. If you're a hatefully cursed, Britain first, persecutor of curryverst, if you couldn't adjust to the cultural thrust, when opal fruits became starburst, reptilian descendant with a scaly tail, chiseling your patio, trying to find shale, touching wood, hoping kids' raps are gonna fail. You've probably been reading the Daily Mail. If you're a politically bland Cortinas fan, applying fake Tampa Instagram, if you flip between ads for Uncle Ben and catfish and the bottle men, so mentally stiff that you roach a spliff, then you read a feature on Taylor Swift. Oh, what a time to be alive, with a bloody 1975 emblazoned on your Top Shot tee. You've probably been reading the NME. Are you a frothy coffee goon off to visit Barley soon? Crumbs in city centre flat? Are you strung out on a yoga mat? Do you look down on all the grafting tat who eat hydrogenated fat and drink beer that's always fucking flat? Are you a bullshit flinging acrobat in a blissful bubble of Kerouac? Are you comfortable on 40k? Gap year spent on Byron Bay, sanctimonious in every way, retail therapy every day, yet still for some reason you choose to ironically sport your grandma's old cardigan? Oh, guess what comes to us. You're probably reading the Guardian, you Are you a spoon peddler, censor of good wholesome fun, desperate to appeal to anyone? Cake baking from 8, reruns from late. Are you a wretched reflection of a squalid state? Did the Mental Health Act 83 rule that you're threateningly OCD in a constant crusade to remain PC with a Paxman stuffing every night for your tea? Have you prissily pissed away a licence fee? No, I haven't. You're probably watching the BBC. Is it ever heavier feeling, stealing your eyelids, onslaught of boredom, flattening your mind fizz, unequivocally sure, heard it all before, pointless furore from a self-serving whore who stands on a stage, pours out his rage, fuck all regard for those who work hard, splash dwindling cash on a night on the lash, watch-checking process of unearthing a sound, with any long gods of regaling a crowd. As this sprawling scroll got your patience tested, cardiac Cadillac getting arrested, could you look any less interested? Not surprised, given the time you've invested in this fame-hungry speech from a world-weary leech. Do you spot wits at their end as far as the eye can see? And you've probably been at FC United listening to me. My name's Patrick C. Davies, thank you very much. Cheers, hopefully I'll see you again sometime.